London, 1444. Sir, I'm a time traveler from the future. You must stop the rise of the Spanish Empire. It will begin to form in 1492. If you sail out west, there is an entirely new continent. You and all of England can take that over. But you have to trust me. Hmm. Why would we try to stop the Spanish? Exactly. Well, they end up joining all together in one big team in the future, every single Spanish country that came from the Spanish Empire. And they will take over the entire world. But North Korea will end up changing its official language to Spanish and join them. And then North Korea will nuke everybody and join and take over the world after joining them. It is a full-on betrayal. You have to stop the Spanish Empire from rising in order to stop this. Fine. But first, I want to see this future. If you're a so-called time traveler, bring me to your future. Fine, come with me. Like 12 minutes later. Yeah, okay, we'll stop the Spanish Empire, yeah. No, you're totally right, nah. That Kim Jong-un person, he sucks. This video is already banned in North Korea. England sails out west with this new news from the time traveler. And they will discover Newfoundland. And very quickly they begin to take over Newfoundland. And instantly, the Spanish are really onto this. And Christopher Columbus soon visits. Also, sorry guys, if the blur really annoys you, that really annoys me. I don't know why, but the blur just randomly activated on a video once. So, yeah. Spain will be formed as Aragon and Castile unite. Spain. There are still a few islands that don't really want this change, the main one being Sicily. But Sicily will eventually join into Spain, and they don't really care about these islands at the moment. So, yeah, and very soon they will take over. I forget what country this was. I think it's like, but I'm pretty sure they're Islamic or Muslim. I'm sure. And then they're also going to take over this black country up here, and instantly the English are seeing a rise of Spain over here in Iberia, as the Spanish will also invade Portugal, taking them over, which would form a united Iberia. And Spain's also quickly going to come down here. But why is this happening? Exactly. You may be asking. Well, Madrid. Hello, I am a French time traveler from the future. A time traveler has come back to stop your empire from rising. And because and now the English are trying to stop your empire from rising because when yours rises, a horrible country called North Korea will take over the world, enslaving everyone. But when the English do it, the United States will take over the world and taxes will be raised everywhere. You must stop them. And eventually the United States will break out into an entirely massive civil war, and the entire world will be blown up by nukes, leaving the last 30 people to starve across the planet. I am one of them. I have managed to come back to your time to stop you from causing the British to take over the world. And you must keep your empire together. Yeah, sure. So yeah, the leader of Castile believes this a little bit more, and that is why they're actually doing this entirely. Castile will soon begin to take over Morocco. And this is Spanish Morocco right here. Yep. Very quickly, Morocco is cooked. And very soon, Spanish armies will begin to cross the Sahara. But their main thing is North America, so they will sail. And they will get blown off course by a hurricane and land down here in Puerto Rico. And very soon they begin to explore the surrounding area, claiming a lot of it. And they have a good portion of the Caribbean claimed. And they discover South America. And very quickly they begin to harvest resources from there. So now there is a very massive time war. And this time war will continue on for a long time as Hispaniola is fully conquered and they go up taking a part of Cuba. Then this time traveler tells them to slow down and they discover Panama. Quickly the Spaniards will begin taking over. Now the English king will notice this. They know they have to stop the Spanish, as the Spanish are getting massive and already wipe out an entire Native American settlement. And currently are the first global power of this time and the only one at the moment. They begin to wipe out among native settlements. And very soon the English know they have to very soon the English know they have to keep on going and they have to do it better than ever. So very soon the English will see down south the Spanish are having a slightly better time and they will send ships down south into Florida. Very soon that makes them control this way and they'll take the Bahamas. And there's a little bit of dispute over this one island here, but eventually the British end up with it. Oh yeah, and Cuba. There is now a race for Cuba as the British begin to colonize it along with the Spanish. And in the end, this is what this looks like. But tensions are globally high here between the Spanish and the British. Very soon, the British will have a massive colony in Florida. Oh yeah, and you guys know the Panhandle? That's the Panhandle. Yeah, I'm so sorry, guys. And I'm sorry to these natives. You're gonna get split up, sadly. Huh. Yeah, there we go. But in real life, the British, or the English, I guess, did give Florida a pretty long panhandle here. Yeah. LeBron. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, LeBron. We'll unite you guys again. Yeah. Huh, I probably could have found them pretty quickly. Either way, very quickly, them and the Pope come to an agreement to give Castile this chunk of Florida. Already, the King of England is extremely angry, as the Pope is siding with Castile a lot more than England. Very soon, England will begin to expand their Canadian colony, moving up into, if I'm correct, this is Quebec. I think Quebec owns this area. And right now, this is going to be their colony up here in the north. Very soon, though, the French will launch many ships out this way. they actually end up finding Greenland and beginning to take that over. And very soon they're rich in oil, but they have no clue. I guess I actually don't know if they knew what oil was back then. But they'll be rich with oil for the future. Because I know oil definitely wasn't a major thing back then. It's also going to come. But then again, why? As France also travels down south into South America, establishing a colony here in Brazil. And very soon the French also begin to go after Africa. This is when the British know they have to step up their game. As now the French quickly move ahead. It is now the year 1520. Yeah, quite a few years have passed. And also, yeah, it's like the year 1520 is when France is doing this colonizing down in Africa with them. I'm not saying like this is now 1520, like, and this happened before then. Anyway, England will attempt to, well, get some land in Africa, and they begin to invade. I think these are the Mamluks down. And they'll come in pretty quickly actually. And they'll take over like the whole thing. And now there's a big whole thing for Africa. The French also declare war on the Mamluks along with the Spanish. Um, the French begin to move in over here, taking this land, and they begin to move in over here, establishing this colony. But Castile comes in, taking the rest of. But at the moment, the British have gotten the major economic advantage, which is the Nile River and the Sinai Peninsula, or I forget, the Suez Canal, I think. I forget, was the Suez man-made? I think the Suez was man-made. I wouldn't really know. Anyway, the Ottomans are getting really upset that they're blocking everybody. It's now making them richer, and they will go on an outrage across a lot of Europe here, and begin taking over country after country, as they are getting really upset. But they are told something. Again, why are all these countries just going so aggro right now? Very soon the Ottomans jump over into Italy. And very soon they launch ships out from Italy. Oh no. The Spanish Empire begins to be attacked by the Ottomans. This is horrible. And the Ottomans come down with Madrid and settle with an agreement. One that would look like this. But it gives the Ottomans control of the Strait of Gibraltar, which the Spanish very much hate. But with the amount of speed the Ottomans attacked that, they knew they had to do it. And very soon the Ottomans begin to launch their own ships over towards the Americas, and they will form a colony here and quickly move up as they begin rapid expansion in North America. And very soon, another message comes over to the British, saying that they have to stop the Ottomans' rise too. Meanwhile, over in Europe, the French are doing great, and they basically unite France as a whole here. They take some big swabs of land, and France itself is now united. And they'll come after this territory, and they'll soon begin to come after, a few German areas too. This will upset Prussia quite a bit. Prussia can't really do anything right now. Just look at Germany. Come on, how is Prussia gonna do anything? Very soon, Brittany is taken out, and France will focus a lot of stuff here. And of course, everyone hates the Ottomans, so they very much team up. And this team was formed by the British here between the Spanish, the the English and the French, and very soon they declare war on the Ottoman Empire, and this is called the War of the Greats at the time. I mean, it's the greatest countries ever. Very soon the French will move in on Cyprus from their little colony over here in Arabia, and Greece from over here. Very soon Castile launches ships from Italy or from Sicily up into mainland Italy, beginning to take that over, along with Gibraltar and the claimed lands the Ottomans had taken from them. Then again, why was France doing all of this expanding? We might just never know. Very soon, too, the British will begin to launch ships up from Africa into the Turkish mainland, or Egypt, into the Turkish mainland, which will cause a lot of instability there. And over here, a lot of stuff begins to happen. I'm gonna give the Spanish this land, and the Spanish are coming up here. And this begins to be the rise of the British heavily, as the UK, or England, will just slam right up north extremely fast, taking a lot of land out. But France will also get a lot of land, and yeah, so very soon the Ottomans surrender, and that is exactly what the peace treaty will look like. Along with that, down in South America, there is expanding down the coast. And there's been some expanding down the coast by the Spanish, and they discover these natives, and instantly they begin wiping the natives out. All of a sudden they send some people across all this land, and they see people. At first they think it's native, but it's really just some other Spanish people. But they attack those people. Um, yeah, and very soon that's kind of hated, and that starts a whole civil war. A whole civil war. Um, so yeah, in the Civil War is just horrible. Yeah, the Civil War is just horrible. And very soon the Spanish Empire will split. I'm giving up. Huh. As Aragon rises back up, trying to take power from the main Spanish Empire from this mistake. And yeah, they quickly take a lot of land over in the Americas, South America to be specific, and they unite a bunch of land. Meanwhile, over in mainland Spain, Aragon quickly begins to take out the entire thing. But I also forgot to mention one quick thing still. France was already just happened to already be to just declare war on Spain right before this happened. Kind of interesting thing. their a little bit of suspicion begins to be raised with the English and all that because of what was going on over in the English with the time traveler. And they're getting very, very confused by this. They have no clue what to do here. Some of Italy even breaks away here. This is getting horrible for the Spanish. It looks like Aragon's gonna take over Castile. And France is pushing, is taking over in this war. France just crushes all of its forces down into Spanish lands. They take a lot of stuff here. They come down here and expand this colony, and they come down into Gibraltar too. And then they come up here, take a part of this, take a part of that. They're piecing apart this empire. They quickly begin to move on into the Spanish lands down here, and very soon the British will join this war. They knew they have to. And soon the British also do some rapid expansion into Spain. They begin to take some land out of Italy for a little bit more control. They begin to piece apart Sicily one by one here. And the main area, the English are really liking some of this land over here. Very much they're liking that. They're coming over into the Americas. Definitely the first thing they're doing in the Americas, wiping out this entire. They're trying to wipe out the entirety of the Spanish over here. Especially in Cuba and Florida. They're doing, and they're doing great at it. And they finally finish off the Spanish in mainland North America. All they have to do is kind of focus in on the Caribbean here. They launch some ships from mainland England, and they crush Spain. They absolutely crush Spain. They take a good amount of land here out of actually no, not on mainland America, but they actually do also come down here, taking Panama over and stuff, and they will push down, making the Colombian colony of England down here. Massive gains. We are, I think, around the year 1600 by now. And so the British will get this. And they continue pushing down into this land of Aragon when all of a sudden something else just happened over in Spain. Like even some parts of Aragon, like all they just Portugal rises back. Portugal is upset about this. Spain is in a full-blown collapse right now. It is bloody. It is horrible. It's terrible. Wow, it's just, There we go. And Portugal claims all of this land. Portugal claims all of this, claims that the Portuguese people who funded these areas, they also claim a pretty big pretty big exclave over here, which they want to connect up, so they will push armies down here to unite this up. And they'll take some land out of here and very soon try to unite this up over here. And very soon the French will begin to come in on the and they don't really have much land to take. But they take what they can, and they'll push into this area up here. And pretty much soon Castile, Aragon, and Portugal begin working out a peace deal. along with France and England. They're working out a peace deal. Yeah, but honestly, nobody listened to that peace deal very soon. It is just the French and the English trying to destroy the Iberian nation. Is what it is in the end. Um, so yeah, Iberia begins to get absolutely cooked, and France and England. This will kind of they split Madrid in two. Oh my God, the Berlin Wall just formed again. Um. Anyway, yeah, they will come over to South America, and they begin to piece up, and I mean just piece up. They're taking little bite by little bite by big bite, just out of out of what was the Spanish Empire. Of course, yeah, so this all begins to kind of happen um very soon. Their empires are massive. The British and the French, just massive empires, and they go from slight friends to more of an enemy. They are not kind of enemies here. They are rivals. They want to be dominant. And down in Egypt, the England is going to try to show that by going down further and the Nile, taking some countries. Was it? Uh, yeah, that was definitely going to happen. And a sideways A. Not that for some reason, whenever I just moved my mouse, that would happen. But the British will also come out after Southern Arabia. For literally no reason, just to show dominance. And they begin to fight over Gibraltar because, like, France owns Gibraltar, like southern Gibraltar, and then Gibraltar is owned by is owned by and then northern Gibraltar is owned by England, and that's a whole thing. And they're getting really close to war here, but it seems just something France really doesn't like what's going on over here. Prussia. Let's talk about Prussia. Is it the Teutonic Order? Right. The Teutonic Order. Was it that? I'm sorry to say that. Oh, it's because of this. Holy Roman. I'm correct. That was a rough. Yeah. Well, anyway, yeah. Prussia is going to form out of the Teutonic Order. Yep. And Prussia is gonna start a few wars here. Boom, these kind of sweep through some countries. Yeah, here we go. Boom. They take pretty big swabs of land over in Germany that technically is controlled by the Prussian government, technically. And basically they begin to get countries to unite with them. And boom, all of a sudden, it seems as if Germany could form out of this. And it seems as if Germany for some reason begins sending a bunch of just soldiers into Ireland, taking Ireland over. And they're going after Scotland too. Um that's a little bit strange. They also go after Iceland and stuff. That's kinda weird. And they go over into the Americas very soon. They'll set up a pretty big call over here. Seems as if they also know something. Seems as like if it seems as if every great power knows something, and very soon they begin to claim the Yucatan. It seems as if time travelers have appeared everywhere. Meanwhile, over in Korea heavily begins to spread unification propagandas, but they're united. They might know something too, and very soon Korea will come over to Japan and take over some pretty big portions of it. Honestly, um, yeah, but their only actual problem is this northern area. So they're not gonna invade Ainu. Ainu is actually pretty strong. And very soon in the Ming Dynasty, they also seem to know something fishy going on. Something extremely fishy is going on. They discovered Taiwan, like just kind of randomly, and they kind of begin to take over Vietnam here, like, and then the Philippines too. They begin to take over that. What seems as if they know something. They also begin to spread unification, and they build their military heavily stronger. Everyone seems to know something at this point. So the world is paranoid of the world. Everyone is paranoid of everyone. Nobody knows what to do. A massive invasion takes place. The Ming will begin to invade some other nations around them. This is known as the Great Ming Invasion, where the dynasty will just invade a bunch of countries, either taking them fully over or taking a good portion of them over. And yeah, it's a whole thing in the dynasty. Very soon they take over a lot of countries. Very quickly too. I should say, and the Ming is stronger than ever. They are more unified than ever. When all of the sudden Mongolia seems to know something. And Mongolia sends a few people inside of the Ming dynasty, and all of a sudden, boom, Mongolia just easily sweeps through the Ming dynasties. There's a lot of strange stuff going on. Wait. Mongolia shouldn't be able to defeat the Ming dynasty. This doesn't make sense. Something isn't adding up here. Something's weird's going on. This is not going to go. This is not. Yeah, this makes no sense. When all of a sudden, the leader of Mongolia steps forward. Time traveler. Don't give me time traveler Khan. One of the descendants of Genghis Khan come back to reform the great Mongolian Empire, and they go through time back to Mongolia to give them weapons of the future. And Mongolia soon will just wipe everything and everyone out. Um, Something's going on here as they begin to sweep across Asia. All of the sudden, the British are just left in the dust. And very soon, the Mongolian Empire is bigger than it was ever at in its history. Very soon, it's just massive. It grows and grows and grows, and it's just the biggest thing. The biggest thing. And it's just, yeah. Very soon, it's just Genghis Khan all over again. With all these new weapons, they can begin to outmatch everybody. And in Korea, funded rebels. North Korea will form. Will North Korea just take over the world anyways? This might not end out well at all. Because if North Korea wins either way, all of a sudden, a time traveler from the further future than the Mongolians, time traveler who's supplying them, will come over to North Korea and give North Korea a bunch of future technology, and they will begin to invade everyone. North Korea also knows something. Is North Korea going to try to fulfill the destiny of their future selves? The whole reason this time war has started, are they going to do it? As soon North Korean laws will spread across Asia. It looks horrible. But against Mongolia, they may have power in weapons, but Mongolia has power in number. And with millions of people fighting by your side with weaker weapons against thousands of people fighting by your side with um extremely strong, powerful weapons. At first, it may not do. Their attacks may not do well. This will take a while for troops to arrive. But they made one mistake. Their ally Italy attacked Greece, delaying them by 5 weeks, meaning it was winter, so all of the North Korean troops froze to. No, I'm kidding. This is Germany. But then all of a sudden, Russia begins to name something. And very soon, though, Mongolia pushes back as all of their forces slam in to these Chinese. Well, not Chinese, North Korean here, and it's at first you like push back, a little bit gradual. Of course, North Korea does not like that, and then it kind of stops. They're kind of they make a lot slower pushes, but still North Korea doesn't like this. And eventually it's kind of stalemated, and then like 2 years later, it begins to break out fully. As right now, it's like the year 1680. And not even all of the Americans are colonized at this point because the Time War has distracted everybody from everything. Very soon, Japan begins to get Japan begins to get wiped through, which will make a force to encircle North Korea, taking it over. Mongolia has gotten too big for its own good. But it just looks like Mongolia can't do it. Yeah, I know, it was a great Mongolia joke, right, guys? Right? Oh, oh, oh. No more dad jokes, really, guys? Come on! Boo! You need to leave! Very soon, Mongolian armies will sweep across the England. And as England begins to crumble in Africa, and it is horrible for them in this great time war. But soon Germany has even more powerful weapons than the Mongolians themselves. And Prussia will begin to go across all of Europe, uniting people so they have enough people to fight the attack that is coming. The Prussian Union begins in Europe as the war will start. They are very much outnumbered, but they have more weapons. North Korea, though, may have lost because they didn't have enough weapons. Or not enough people. They have Russia has quite a few more people than Mongolia. Just maybe they can fight it again. And suddenly, all countries around the world begin supporting this cause as Mongolian forces close in on Prussia. As Mongolia will begin to move in, every second inching closer, the battle begins. The battle for the world. battle for everything is happening. Mongolian troops slam in to Prussia. Instantly, their troops get sent back pretty far. It looks bad. Prussia is on the brink of collapse. It's horrible. When all of a sudden, a hero rises. Nah, we're not gonna get that hero yet. That hero has not been seen on the channel yet, but soon will be. And right now his name is Green Man. Yeah, we'll reveal that. So if you ever see Green Man in an Army Man video coming out soon, you know, just say it's Green Man. Very soon, though, Mongolia will take this setback for the Prussian army, as all of the morale, or most of the morale for Prussia is lost. Mongolia takes this as an opportunity to fight. In Norway, they begin losing, and it's horrible, and they come right down. Their forces weren't enough. Or were they? Prussia develops better technology, combining Mongolia's weaponry with their weaponry and North Korea's weaponry. And instantly, the push will happen. It's instant. Within days, Prussia forces Mongolia onto the brink of a full-blown collapse, beginning to take it all over. This is horrible, as Prussia falls apart. Or Mongolia falls apart very soon. But then all of a sudden, the leader of Prussia unveils himself. For some reason, this leader has an extremely skinny mustache. And is an Austrian painter. Who was failed in art school. And was rescued by a time traveler to be sent back here. And very soon, the Third Reich is formed. Mongolia was the only hope for this world. They're even worse than North Korea is in the future. It seems like it's all over for the world. Very soon, the armies of Germany will push. The armies know where everything is already. They have discovered the entire world by now, with their questionable leadership. And very soon, Mongolia will fall down, bowing to what is known as the German Empire. Germany will take over the world this time. Nothing can stop Germany anymore. They are too powerful. They are too powerful to stop. No one can stop them. This is probable destruction for the planet. The entire fate of humanity got sealed instantly. For nuclear missiles are made by Germany, and during a massive civil war, they are all dropped on the world. Everything will blow up. The remaining humans manage to keep civilization. One of those humans being the man, the leader himself. of Germany. And very soon, the Germans begin to take over the world. And nothing stands a chance. Not a single country can stand against it. The British Empire can't even. The British Empire wouldn't have been able to if the 300,000 men couldn't have been retreated during the Battle of Dunkirk, I think it was. Because Germany just had too much self-esteem back then. Germany knows their limits now. But Germany knows they don't have any limitations. Not anymore, at least. Because very soon, France will begin to fall over. But all of a sudden, France just disappears. The land France was in just pretend it's water, okay? Is water now. And it's really strange to Germany. They have no clue what is going on. But they own the entire world. So why would they care? Very soon they begin to take over all of Africa. Every single nation on the earth will bow down to them. But France, I think, knew something that not a single other country knows. What is that thing, perhaps? You might ask? Well, I don't know. Hey, did you read your script? You're actually going to say, I do know, but make sure to like, subscribe, and share the video, and also hit the bell button so you never miss another video like this. And yeah. No. I'm not one of them. No, I'm not gonna do that. No, sorry, my script writer's on. Okay, anyway, my script writer. I'm sorry, he's a little bit he just really wanted to promote the channel. Yeah. No, but really, you were meant to say you know what it is, but come back next time. Shush your mouth. Okay, anyway, yeah. Let's just get back to Germany taking over the world. In the end, the time travelers who caused the time wars ruined history. The time travelers all meet up. But there's only one time traveler there at the meeting. And for some reason, this time traveler was French. He could speak in a French accent. Awfully like the time traveler who was talking to the Spanish leader about stopping the British. And since he knows French, maybe he could have spoken to the French leader. This is getting super strange. But the world bows down to Germany. No country will stand in Germany's way. Not ever again. As the world will be under Germany's rule and questionable, very questionable leadership. And so the fate of the world is it is ruled by a dictatorship worse than North Korea could have been in the future. And the time traveler is put under time arrest for this. And the time traveler will not be released for 20 years. But is soon set free, as in the future, with Germany ruling now because of him, they will let him free as he will. Anyway, guys, make sure to join the Nerd Army so we can stop these pesky Germans. Yeah. We hate you, Germany. Or not modern day Germany. Nah, you're fine. You're fine. But World War II Germany? Yeah, no, you're cooked. We hate you, buddy. Anyway, guys, yeah, make sure to join the Nerd Army and subscribe to Carter Man 92, Mason's Golf Channel, and more, and Razor Rides. And make sure, that you also search him as Dirtbiker underscore 27, because that will be a little bit easier. Script writer. You said that. Shut your. Okay, yeah. Sorry, guys. Yes, yeah. Technical difficulties off screen. Hello, I am back. Do not check the dumpster. There's nothing in there. Yeah. So. So. Yeah. Bye. Oh, and I will be making a part 2. Yeah. Bye.